Today we're working on some seat covers for our buddy Dane's Jeep. This is Scott, this is Dane's dad, and we picked out some Bartact seat covers. And Scott, why'd you guys decide to go with them?
We went with Bartact because their fit and function fits more like an actual seat liner instead of just a cover that goes over it. It'll look like it was made for this seat, which of course it was. And of course they're made in America, and they'll do custom one-off designs, which is what we were looking for.
Plus, they're military specs, so they're under the specs that the Department of Defense wants for a seat cover. So that's kind of cool too.
It's very cool, especially for a kid in his first Jeep.
Now, you'll see Dane's Jeep behind us. It's a TJ, and these are actually JK seats. So these are actually pulled out of a newer Wrangler that they've put in. They're just a little bit fancier seat. They're a little nicer than what comes in a standard TJ. And then these are the seat covers that they picked out. And what I love about them, on these, you get the military olive green. They've got the camo, and then check out the back. This is really cool. These are mollies, and you can basically use these to attach all sorts of bags and gear. So this is on the back side of your seat, and you can put all sorts of cool stuff on here. You got a first aid kit maybe, or something to hold your sunglasses, maybe a few tools on here as well. And then it's got a zippered pouch down here as well. So the other thing that we've got with these seat covers is that here's the bottom. Goes on the bottom part that you sit on. It's the same basically, but this is slick, man. There is a little pocket that is right there between your legs, right in front of the seat. That is a really slick deal. And the other thing too, Scott's got this in his hand. This is the headrest cover. Now, a lot of seat covers don't come with the headrest cover. You either have to paint this to match, or you just have one that's a different color. So good for them for including everything you need for this install. So we're working on Dane's Jeep here, getting ready to put on the Bartact seat covers. It's a 01 Jeep. The seats, obviously, if you have a TJ or you're familiar with it, you know these are JK seats. They're out of an 09. So, Scott, why don't we get in here and get started? I think the first thing, we got to take the headrest off, and you just push the button in on the side there. And then what we have to do is take these two fittings out, and there's a release inside. Actually, Scott's got one out of a different seat there, and you can see there's a little piece of plastic there you press in, and you use a screwdriver to get down in there and press that in, and then you're able to pop those out. We'll give it a more professional look to the installation that way. All right, so basically what we're going to do now is we're going to put the seat cover on, the back seat cover. But one thing we have to look at is these go through. Now, there aren't holes here, and if you didn't take the little plastic piece off that Scott's got here, you would just cut a bigger hole here, just like a little slit, to put those metal bars through. But instead, because this is going to cover it and make it a real professional look, you can cut a little bit bigger hole. But we're going to wait to do that until they're on the seats. We're going to move them around a little bit, make sure they're really fit tight, and then we'll sit in it, and then we'll cut the holes for the headrest. So we have the bottoms on. We've got the backs on. They're all pulled tight and tied around the back side here. And then Scott is just getting ready to mark where the holes are for the headrest. And I'll tell you, you might be a little worried about cutting through this and what if it rips more. This fabric is like a ripstop type fabric, so you're not going to have to worry about that. It's not going to open up that hole any further than it already is. So whatever we cut it to is what it will stay. There you go. Cutting your brand new seat covers. Always let the owner of the vehicle do that, just in case you mess up. All right, we've installed the inserts for the headrest, so the last thing to do is put the headrest on. Line right up, slides right in. Look at that. I'll tell you what, that looks great. I mean, it changes the look of the Jeep significantly. And really, for about an hour's worth of work, that looks awesome. I'll tell you what, these Bartact seats are incredible. They're heavy duty. And I'll tell you the other thing I like about these, and I like about most seat covers, is the fact that you go off-roading, you go wheeling, and you get mud on these, you get dirt on these. You can pull these off, you can wash them, and you can put them right back on. And they get a little wear and tear on them, they're gonna look great. And I love the mollies on the side. Hook your stuff on there. They're really well made. Made in the USA, too. All right, so that does it with the Bartact seat covers. See you next time.